Many psalms are about believers in trouble, but none is quite like Psalm 46 in presenting God as the helper of the faithful. You have reasons to fear, and Psalm 46 is upfront about them. You might fear political upheaval. Verse 6 says, the nations rage. Power can inflate our sense of strength, and bad leaders are bold in opposing God. Sometimes political instability can be unnerving. Nations totter, verse 6 says. The accession of a new king can bring terrible consequences, as Exodus chapter 1 says. You might fear armed conflict. Bows, spears, and chariots referenced in this psalm are constantly upgrading. War is everywhere. You might fear natural disasters, mountains moving into the heart of the sea. Verse 2 graphically portrays the regular upheavals of this groaning planet and suggests the future dissolution of creation. We live in scary times, but we have better reasons not to fear. God is with us in the storm. In fact, we are hidden in his fortress. Verse 1 says, God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. The Lord of hosts, as he's called in verses 7 and 11, commands heaven's armies against our worst enemies. He makes wars to cease to the end of the earth, verse 9 says. He revives our joy the way the stream of Siloam brought fresh water into Jerusalem. Psalm 46 portrays the great flood prevailing mightily on the earth, as Genesis 7 says. But Noah and his family were brought safely through the water, 1 Peter 3, verse 20. That's the idea of Psalm 46. And so knowing that God is the refuge of troubled believers, how should you respond? Well, you should not fear. God is in control, and he hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, 2 Timothy 1:7. You should wait and watch. God will help the church when morning dawns, verse 5 says. In the meantime, don't focus on your problems, but as verse 8 says, behold the works of the Lord. You should, verse 10, be still. Anxiety tempts us to fight, flee, or freeze, but God wants us to rest. You should be glad. For those refreshed by God's river, the pursuit of joy is perfectly reasonable. And you should worship. God will be exalted among the nations, verse 10 says. Everyone will submit to God one day. Blessed are those who begin now. One writer put it this way, our true security is in God, not in God plus anything else. So don't wait to feel confident in God only when your circumstances change. Right now, if you're a believer, God is your fortress. Psalm 46, to the choir master of the sons of Korah, according to Alamoth, a song. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling, Selah. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter, he utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress, Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolations on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah.